Welcome back. This is going to be my last recap video for Inktober 2020. And for this, I decided to do something slightly different. I last recapped Image 21. And so I have 10 days left to talk about, 22 to 31. And I don't really have a lot to say about each one, or I don't really have anything groundbreaking to say about really any of them, kind of groundbreaking for myself. So instead of being introspective about each one for this video, I figured I would just let them play up beside me from start to finish as time lapses, similar to the first video I made. And I would just talk alongside them about what I've taken away from Inktober as a whole, because it gave me a lot this year and a lot more than I anticipated it would give me. So I'll bring up the first image, and what I'll do is I'll put a title on the top to say the day and the prompt for that day as well. Some of the images are landscape, and when they are, I'll just put them full screen, and I'll either carry on talking over the top of them or I'll just play some music. So let's get started. So I really don't know what to address first. I didn't even expect to finish Inktober, let alone gain so much from it. I didn't expect to actually gain anything from it. What I'd hoped to gain from it was a habit of drawing every day and making work every day. So yeah, I mean, I guess I'll just address that first. It worked. Outside of my normal daily life, I had a few extra commitments that I had to see through basically during October, which made doing this really hard. And there were, I'd say, at least 2 or 3 days where I would have happily just sacked this off and just slept that night and not made the effort to do any work that day. And seeing that I can set 2 hours aside, even on my busiest days, to just get my work done and see it through to the end without worrying about how it looks, or is it my best piece, or what is it that I actually want to draw today, and I can shift all of those out the way and just get the work done. I'm super proud of myself. It's not a habit that I take lightly, or a behavior that I take lightly, I should say. And it's not one that it's not a behavior that I've ever really developed. I've always liked the idea of juggling or bouncing between things. So if something gets a bit too difficult, I'll just move on to the next. So I can keep that momentum going of doing things without having to discipline myself to stick with one thing. And again, it's a short while, it's only 31 days. But for me, it was tough, and I'm just proud of myself for seeing it through. It's making me really happy just thinking about it all the time. Like, I have this appreciation for people that just try hard. Like, I just love it. I don't really care if you don't do well, or you're not good at that thing, or you're the absolute best at that thing and you're really talented. If you really just try hard, I'm into it. I'm into you as a person, I'm into what it is that you're doing, and all I'm hoping is that you achieve what it is that you want to achieve. Like, I'm just super behind you. And I'm learning to do that for myself. So this month, I think I've been able to do that and really just get behind myself and just say, no, you can do it. Like, you're really trying hard. It doesn't matter if you do a bad sketch. It doesn't matter if you do 31 bad sketches. It's cool. Just do them. And for that, I'm really grateful for this challenge. So controversy around Inktober aside, I've really appreciated that it's been there this year, because it's just helped loads, especially with the fucking nightmare that we've all had of this year. I don't know what the fuck this is all about. This has just been a huge benefit for me. And the second thing I want to talk about, I don't even know how to address it or even talk about it. So I apologize if if I'm just saying this and it goes absolutely fucking nowhere. But I'll give it a go. So the second thing that I want to address is style, and I guess more so what style means to me, because I want to be very careful to not talk in absolutes. This has been a very subjective experience, and I want to keep it that way. So I don't want to profess to know what things can mean for anyone else. So apologies if at any point I just forget that and I talk about something as if that's the way to do it. Yeah, so I guess, that's that. So this month has really helped me complete a thought I've had that's been festering for maybe almost a decade now, which is around style. It's taken a long time for me to get here, but I've been lazy for a very long time, and I haven't been disciplined until maybe 2 years ago. Just as a person, not even as an artist. But I'm catching up and it's working, which I'm happy with. I've had a few, what's the polite way to say this? Straight talking mentors over the years. I seem to attract a certain type of person that can guide me in my life. And two of my mentors, so one of my old uni tutors and a dance teacher that is still helping me with my life today, have said pretty much the same thing, just in their own way. And in terms of developing your own style, what they've said loosely is, how can you expect to have a style in something when you don't know how to do that thing in the first place? So as a soundbite, I think it works really well, but like all good concepts, I think it's nice to just unpack them at your own pace. And I think that's what I've been trying to do over the years loosely. And how I understand the thought is there are ways to do something. When I first started learning drawing and dancing, I had this mentality of I didn't want to think in a linear manner. I didn't want to just do what everyone else was doing. I didn't want to go to class. I didn't want to learn the foundations. I didn't want to learn the proper techniques. I just wanted to do what it is that I enjoyed about it as from face value and just explore and play. I think I was quite happy to ignore learning those disciplines in the understood manner. Thinking of myself as someone who just likes to, I guess, think outside the box, you know, when I fucking wasn't. Instead I just wasn't fucking doing the thing properly. I always had that question of, well, when will I develop my own style? Like, what is my style? Like, how do I like to do things? And I think it wasn't until I decided to really learn the discipline of drawing, until I decided to learn the discipline of painting and dancing, that I was able to understand what it is that I like. And I think that was the important bit that I just hadn't unpacked and I had no idea about. That my style would be a representation of how I think. And how I think is, when I'm happy, I like doing things. And when I'm not happy, I need to sort out the problem so I can start being happy to do things again. And I had to realize how I thought about drawing, what I thought about it, what I liked about it, what I didn't like, why I liked them, when, you know, all of these things. Understanding all of that, even just on a basic level, has allowed me to choose what I want to do, when I want to do it, and how I want to include it within the image that I'm building. Yeah, and I think that understanding comes from just experience. It comes from doing that thing just a shitload of times. There is definitely something to be said about working hard and smart. Yeah, I'm a big advocate of thinking about how it is that you're doing something, why you're doing it, and being introspective. But I think what I'm building a huge appreciation for is just numbers. So just doing something over and over and over again to just build that experience. So collating those thoughts around that concept, understanding how something is done in the first place, understanding how you think as a person, and then understanding how you think in relation to what it is that you're doing. So being introspective, being cerebral about your work. And then the sheer numbers, all of that together, I think is how I would develop my style. I think that's been my biggest takeaway, and that's something that I'm gonna sit on and really start to unpack a bit more. And I'm just really grateful that I was able to gain a moment of clarity about that thought in just 31 days. And I tell you what, the last thing, the third thing that I feel has been great about this is making these videos. I think I'm really grateful for that, because I didn't plan on making any of these when I started Inktober, but they've been super helpful. I made a couple before on my channel about painting, where I've kind of been a bit introspective about them. And it was really cathartic then. I just didn't see any, I guess I just wasn't in a place or didn't see any point, I guess, in continuing them. But yeah, I think I'll continue these. Like, it's been really helpful. I make a lot of images. I do a lot of art each week. So I think I'm just gonna record the process, see what I thought about it. So I think I'll just keep making these and just see where it takes me. I've been really enjoying this. And again, thanks to everyone who's just watching these through and commenting on the videos, because I was saying to my partner, it's been amazing just hearing what you guys have said. It's just really nice just hearing what you have to say, having a little back and forth with some of you as well, if the conversation goes there. So yeah, I just wanted to say thanks for that, and that's been an amazing part of it. So for all of you guys and for all the people that are watching and subscribing to the channel, keep letting me know what you think. I'm really enjoying it, and yeah, thanks so much, and I'll catch you on the next one.